and welcome to our Chopin talk. And we just heard some solo piano performances, and we are going to talk about all of our prize winners who played so beautifully over the last few weeks.
You may have noticed we're not on our typical set. We're here at the National Opera Theater on a staircase. We're dressed a little bit better than usual, and well, we've been hearing many of the winners, and we found out a list of winners last night. Shall we quickly run through them?
I wouldn't say it was last night. I would say it was early in the morning.
Early in the morning at the wee hours, but we managed to get some sleep. Everyone got some sleep?
2-3 hours is enough?
2-3 hours is enough. Some caffeine and we're back.
Yeah.
Remind us maybe the first prize winner.
We have Eric Liu from USA.
And we'll be hearing more from him soon.
Yeah.
And the second prize winner, Kevin Chen from Canada.
The bronze medalist, Sitong Wang from China.
Fourth prize was ex aequo with Tianyao Liu and Shiori Kuwahara.
That's right. Fifth prize also tied, Vincent Ong and Piotr Alexievich.
And the sixth prize was William Yang.
Now, some of those prize winners also won special prizes. So Tianyao Liu won the Concerto Prize and Sitong Wang won the Sonata Prize. And then there were three other prizes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the best Polonaise prize went to Tianyu Li.
Yes, and the best Ballade prize went to
Adam Kaldunski.
And best mazurka is Yehuda Prokopovich. So I actually thought it was quite interesting and perhaps unprecedented, don't quote me, that some competitors from earlier rounds who didn't advance to the finals actually were recognized for their really stellar and memorable performances from the first two rounds. So
well, I think that this proves that the jury was listening very carefully, and indeed it took them 5 hours of deliberating before they could come up with the final list. And I think that just goes to show that it must have been not a very easy decision because of the diversity of talent and the wealth of styles and the approaches to Chopin that we were hearing throughout the entire competition. That was really quite something, maybe unprecedented.
Mm-hmm. But I do believe that the jurors, like you said, they take note from the beginning of the rounds, especially because they have to consider for the recipients of these special prizes.
Yeah.
But it is a testament to how even this competition was. There were so many, I mean, just as someone who was following it, even though one might say the favorite won, Eric Liu was somebody that was at the top of the list beforehand. Following the competition, there were many contenders, and it was never absolutely clear that one pianist would win over another. And we heard so many great performances from earlier rounds, including from people like Adam Kaldunski. I think it's really great that he and others were recognized for their performances.
Mm-hmm. And I think what's important is all of these performances are preserved by the Chopin Institute's YouTube channel and in wonderful high definition video and audio, so that we can talk about which ones we liked, which ones moved us, which ones we want to hear again, and these are available for all time. And I can really see that pianists in the future are going to go back and listen to these and evaluate them and see, well, what happened 20 years ago or 30 years ago, just as we are going back to performances from 2005 and 2015 and even 1960 with Maurizio Pollini.
Mm-hmm. And we already know that from the numbers that it's already set a lot of records, broken previous numbers. I think some of the finals have already reached over 1 million views, if not 2 million, I heard.
Well, I'm sure the audiovisual team will have the final stats, but just from a cursory glance, it seems like this was being watched more and followed more by more people around the world, and more diverse demographics were tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
And
but even live, even just being in the city, I have never seen such long lines for concerts. And it must have been easier to get tickets for a Taylor Swift concert than the entire competition.
I also want to recognize two finalists who didn't receive either a prize or a special award, but I thought really proved themselves on a world stage and developed really serious followings. David Krikuli and also Miyu Shindo, who
Yeah.
I came to admire both very deeply. So it's
And-
worth
and-
mentioning them because they.
And also Tianyu Li.
And
which
Tianyu,
I know
he did win.
He didn't win
Absolutely,
a prize,
he didn't win a
but
prize, but he did get.
was a
the,
finalist
He did
also.
get the
Yeah.
Polonaise
Yes,
award.
you're right.
Well, it seems like we've got the winner waiting in the wings, and we'll be hearing his F minor concerto reprise. He'll be bringing it back for us in a slightly more relaxed environment here at the National Theatre. But first, we're going to hear some words from Eric.
And from the three of us, Jed,
I want to thank all of you for having us in Warsaw and for the experience of being here so close at hand and following the competition. It was a very intensive experience, but a very rewarding experience, and I look forward to being back here in 2030, hopefully sooner.
And for Ben Laude,
Rachel Naomi Kudo.
And Jed Dislter.
Maybe we'll click our imaginary champagne glasses
Yes.
and say
Cheers.
Cheers.
and
Chopin.
thank you for following the last 3 weeks.
Be
Goodbye
well.
now from Warsaw.
Be well, stay well, and please be kind.